Good morning. Welcome to the Ferndale Housing Commission. I'm Heather Poucker, the Executive Director. I'd like to thank Jordan Twardy, Director of Community and Economic Development, for joining us. He'll be making some comments on behalf of Mayor Melanie Piana. I'd also like to acknowledge the Ferndale Housing Commission commissioners who are here with us today, Dan Martin and Reggie Sutherland. And those who could not join us, our Board President, Jennifer Bentley, Deanna Wiltsey, and Donnie Johnson. Lastly, a warm welcome to Ann Heller, who is a former FHC Board President, now a member of the Ferndale Housing Development Corporation. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development will be making an announcement today, and I have the pleasure of introducing Mr. Joseph Galvan, the HUD Midwest Regional Administrator, to do the honors. Mr. Galvan returned to serve as the HUD Midwest Regional Administrator in the Chicago Regional Office in December 2017, having previously held the role under President George W. Bush. He is responsible for the oversight and delivery of HUD programs across Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Minnesota, Ohio, and Wisconsin. He just completed a second term as the chair of the Chicago Federal Executive Board and is the current chair of the Midwest Interagency Council on Homelessness. He serves as HUD's liaison to elected officials, congressional delegations, associations, and stakeholders. Please welcome Mr. Joseph Galvan.
Thank you, and on behalf of President Donald J. Trump and HUD Secretary Ben Carson, good morning, and thank you for being with us here today for some exciting news for the city and its future. I want to thank you, Executive Director. We were together yesterday talking about housing issues across the state, so thank you for your input. What we're doing is in the Midwest, the 6 states that I cover, we're addressing housing preservation. How do we make sure that our residents are taken care of? How do we make sure that there are financial institutions working together with our developers and government to make sure that seniors, disabled, homeless veterans, homeless in general, and public housing residents all have a place to call home. I want to thank the Board of Commissioners for hosting us here today, because what we say is do an excellent job in terms of picking out the Executive Director, who does an excellent job in terms of picking out staff, but at the end of the day, it's the vision of the Housing Commissioners and the Board that allows the Executive Director and her staff to implement the programs. So I want to say thank you. And of course, thank you to the mayor and his staff, because we all know that it's teamwork. The Housing Authority working in conjunction with the city, moving forward. Great city, Ferndale. My first time here since about 1980. So, still a wonderful place to be. So today, I am pleased to announce that as part of a nearly $37 million awarded nationally to public housing authorities, the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development is awarding more than $206,000 to the Ferndale Housing Commission for supportive services and resident empowerment activities. Well, congratulations to the Housing Commission. And this is another reason why I'm here. First time that the Ferndale Housing Authority is receiving this fund through our Ross program. In my region, we have more than 520 public housing authorities. There's over 3,000 nationwide. But it's always good to come to a place that's receiving the money for the first time, because when they receive it when you're receiving it for the first time, it's saying that we have the confidence in your housing commission. We have the confidence in your staff that you're going to receive this money and make sure that all the residents are going to be served. That's a big pat in the back. And I know you've been here for 4 years. Yeah, she's made a tremendous difference in the 4 years. The Ross program it assists residents and residents of public housing in making progress towards economic and housing self-sufficiency. Secretary Carson is really, really big on self-sufficiency, because we say we, the federal government, can invest billions and billions of dollars into our nation. But at the end of the day, it's seed money. It's seed money that's going to make sure that we can get it out to the residents. The Ross coordinators hiring them. This grant funding is going to be allow eligible applicants to hire service coordinators to assess the needs of public housing residents and link them with education, job training, placement programs, computer literacy, financial literacy. It's going to make a big difference in your community. Once again, our secretary believes our mission is to help connect public housing residents to better, higher paying jobs and empower them with new skills as a means of helping them to move towards self-sufficiency. We talk about each one of us. I was listening to the secretary talking about the individuals. We may be different, we may be unique, but we're all the same. Secretary Carson, a brain surgeon, talks about that if each of us learns something every second, our brain has capacity to allow us to learn something different every second for 3 million years. Imagine that. So when we start saying every one of us has the opportunity to change our lives, and in changing our lives, we can impact other lives. We talk about giving each other the hand up, teaching somebody to be financially literate, teaching somebody to receive those technical skills so they can get a job. Maybe not only get a job, but to create a business. Because we know that in this great nation, if we can create businesses, if we can create jobs, if we can take part, that will be the legacy for our children who are our most precious resource. And it will be the role model for our children moving forward. So today, we come together with our local partners to help with the hope of empowering our families of this good community, our families to give them the tools needed to improve their lives, have a better future. Every one of us has skin in this game. Every one of us can work together to make this community even better than what it is. Hard to believe, but we will do it. So I want to say God bless you. Do it well. I always say, do it well, spend the money, come back for more. Amen. Thank you.
85% of our residents are elderly or disabled, so we're thrilled to have this funding to support our efforts in working with them and aging in place. They've identified health and wellness as a critical area of concern as well. And then we will be tackling some financial literacy. So this grant is just fantastic for our residents in this community. Thank you, Mr. Galvan. At this time, I would like to introduce Jordan Twardy, Community Economic Development Director, to make remarks on behalf of Mayor Melanie Piana.
Thanks, Heather. Thank you, HUD, Regional Director and State Director. Thank you for being here. Sorry, Regional Administrator. On behalf of Mayor Melanie Piana, she regrets she couldn't be here today, but she wants everyone here to know that she's fully committed, as is the city, to community affordability and inclusivity in our housing. In my role on her behalf for the city, I do a lot of work investing in businesses and helping them with land use. Anybody familiar with SimCity, we spend a lot of time doing that for a living. Land use, what goes where, building businesses and growing economic prosperity for the city. However, you can't really do that if you're not investing in your people as well. And so while we're very appreciative to HUD and thrilled for this support, because it'll help us do just that. And the city's working on a community affordability action plan right now, and we'll be putting every effort we can to help align with and amplify the efforts of the Housing Commission with these funds and beyond. And we'll definitely be co-applicants coming back for more for that funding. So thank you for your support. On behalf of Mayor Melanie Piana and everybody else at the City of Ferndale, we're really thrilled about this, and we look forward to going arm in arm with the Housing Commission to help make this stuff happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Jordan. At this time, I'd like to invite our commissioners, Reggie and Dan, up to say a couple of words about this grant and what it means to us. Following that, we'll have Carol Morency, a resident and former board member, comment.
Hi, thank you so much, and thank you for being here. Our thanks to HUD and the administrator. This is just a wonderful, wonderful opportunity, and we've got a good thing going here in Ferndale, and this is only going to add to it. With the opportunity for our residents to be engaged creatively, to be able to live into their highest and best potential, this only adds to that and helps improve our entire community. Our motto in Ferndale is that we're good neighbors, and we want to be good neighbors to each other and support each other, and this is a wonderful way to do it. I also want to recognize Heather, who's provided amazing leadership over these last 4 years. Like I said, we got a good thing going here in Ferndale, and this only adds to it, and I'm so grateful that you're here to be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you to the Department of HUD. We so appreciate this. About, what was it, 4 years ago, I met Heather in that room right there for the first time, and I knew this lady is gonna take us places. We need her. And she wanted to be here for us just because she cared. Believe me, I know. And we just thank you so much, because I know she's gonna put this money to use for us. It's not gonna be wasted, it's gonna be used on us. And the things that we need around here, you know, to make our life a better one. And it's much better now just for her being here. So thank you so much.
Thank you, commissioners. Thank you, Carol. And thank you to everyone for joining us today.